Never mind your liver, get to Gino's spot.
Gino's spot.
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino's spot.
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle. Have a Gino shot.
Gino's shot.
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino's spot.
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino's spot.
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle. Get to Gino's spot.
Gino's spot.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Center Stage. And a new way of hitting me on the head. Very nice indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gino's Spot. I hope that you're all relaxed and ready to go. And you've got a little drink in your hand. And let me know in the comments, obviously, where you're watching from, what you're doing. Gino's Spot every single Tuesday night. Every single bleeding Tuesday night at 6:30. We are here on YouTube and on Facebook. So if you are watching on Facebook as well, then do try and subscribe to the YouTube channel, because it's the easier way to watch. And of course, it'll remind you, if you push the little bell, it'll remind you that you've got to watch every time it comes on, so you can see who's interesting and who is going to be on the show, because you never know who it's going to be, but it's always a PE guy or an East London guy or somewhere from the Eastern Cape. And that's what we like to keep it nice and local, so that you can share this also with any of your peeps that are interested in the people of the Eastern Cape and people of particularly PE, because it's nice to just see a bit of home, especially if you originally come from PE. The expats, I love it when they watch as well, from England and from America. And in fact, you can tag them for me. Tag all the guys that are overseas as well, because it's nice for them to check what's happening in PE, what's actually on the go. Thank you to our sponsors, Fitch Leeds, and of course for our and have not only been supporting us with Gino Spot, but also our live shows, which have been marvelous, and Amobia for our internet. Thank you, Nicola, and the guys have been amazing for the over the last couple of years. They've been supporting, and a special thanks to Fat Cats. That's Grace. Look at this lovely food we've eaten half of it already here. Beautifully prepared food from Fat Cats, and they pop around every Tuesday for us in the studio to have a little bit of a feast while you guys at home starve. So we hope that you're going to have a good time. We are, I need to tell you about the new shows coming up, of course. First of all, Creedence Clearwater Revival is now being launched officially. Our official show, Wayne Callis and the Center Stage All-Star Band with Creedence Clearwater Revival. It's called Hey Tonight. It's at the PE Bowling Club on Saturday, the 25th of May, for one night only. Mike McCauley, our bass player, is going to be up from Cape Town, and that was the opportunity of a lifetime. So I said to Mike, come on, we're going to do this on the 25th, and we're going to put a full Creedence show, because Creedence in that little bowling club is going to be intimate, and it's going to be amazing. The band is going to sound like $1 million, and it's a tight band as well. It's tight like a toiga. That's what it's going to be like. So make sure that you book your tickets, because that's going to book out quickly. Our Magnificent 7 show has been sold out completely. I think 300 plus tickets a night we had to squeeze into the Hellenic Hall. And now we're at the PE Bowling Club as well on the 24th. The 24th, you can book at CompuTicket. Cricket. Sorry, Cricket. We're booking it Cricket, not CompuQuicket. Cricket is going to be your tickets, or you can get from Wendy if you want seats. But there's a limited amount of seats. Obviously, the bowling club is smaller than the Hellenic, but that means it's going to be, the sound is going to be tighter and better. Wow, and it's going to be great, because the band has been doing the show now, and it's lovely. Barry Hilton, my great friend, all the way from Somerset West, is coming to PE as he's here to slay, and he's doing 2 shows, if I'm not mistaken. The first one is on the 31st of May, the 31st of May. And then the very next night, is that right? Yes. The very next night, the 1st, is going to be at Old Grey. Old Grey. So you can pick and choose which one you want to go to. The tickets are already selling very nicely for Barry's show, so don't miss him. He is an absolute legend, not only a very generous comedian to other comedians, which he's always been, but he's also a really lovely guy. And he's bloody amazing, very, very experienced and very entertaining comedian. So make sure that you get there and get your dose of Barry Hilton. All of us have seen Barry at some stage in our life, because he's been around for a long time. And let me tell you, he's always got something new up his sleeve. So Barry's going to be doing that show. He's going to be slaying it at the bowling club on the 31st, and then on the 1st at Old Grey. So don't miss out. Right, now the Wildsfees. We have our special guest on tonight, Jenni. Jenni's going to be, she's the one that is the go-to person for the SPAR Kirkwood Wildsfees. And we're going to be chatting to her tonight. But we are going to be doing our ABBA show there. And that's on the 29th that's June. So we're gonna show you exactly what's happening. Let's show the advert.
Hey guys, my name is Sven Svensson. Does your mother know that you too can come to the SPAR Kirkwood Wildsfees, where we are bringing you absolutely ABBA with the Center Stage All-Star Band all the way from Sweden. Well, Göteborg, Sweden. Our journey with Center Stage started with this show 2006, the smash hit show, and we will be bringing it to you at the SPAR Kirkwood Wildsfees. Bring your whole family and you can experience singing along to all the ABBA tunes. There will be food where you can gimme your money, and at the end of the night you will say thank you for the music. Dancing Queen, ring ring, honey. Oh, mamma mia, it's going to be so great. Get your ticket, because winner takes it all. Don't miss it. 29th of June at the SPAR Kirkwood Wildsfees. Absolutely ABBA.
Absolutely ABBA, that is right. That's my best attempt at the Dutch accent. And we're not going to waste any more time, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get our special guest on, Jenni Honsbein. Let's see it.
Welcome to the show. Now it's your time to shine. We're gonna have a like a chat tonight. Another good time.
And there we go. We're on. We are on. As you we always do the sort of sky cam first. Well, we call it sky cam.
As long as everybody's getting my best side.
They're getting your best side. We
Good.
made sure, Jen, everybody gets to look at that. It's beautiful. Beautiful, like a model. Jen, fantastic to have you on the show. I've been...
Buonasera, Gino Pino.
Oh,
Come
molto
sta?
grazie.
Come sta?
Buono.
Okay, praat Afrikaans. Praat maar
Ja, kom
Afrikaans.
op, my Italiaans is 'n bietjie kak, hoorie. Io parlare poco italiano, ma non proprio, sì. But Jen, fantastic to have you, and I know you're into that Italian because you're a convent girl, eh?
Well, I'm a Holy Rosary convent girl. There's a special breed going there.
You know.
Special shout out to all those alma mater sisters.
Yes, the HRC.
We were raised by those nuns. You know, we're not producing sausages in a sausage factory. You shall all grow up and be unique. So that's what we are.
Good. It's, you know, and I mean, my mother was a convent girl. My wife is a convent girl. You know, I'm used to that. I'm Catholic. You know, I'm a bit of a lapsed Catholic, but I'm Catholic nevertheless. Do you ever stop being a Catholic? I don't know.
Not at all. Not at all.
It's sort of, and also the Italian way. You've got no Italian.
Well, I have to tell you my story if you give me a chance,
Yes.
Gina.
Yes.
So I actually have many Italian ways. I'd say I'm 2/3 Italian by stepfather.
Okay.
And I was eating pizza long before it became famous at the Italian club in Charlotte. Pizza wasn't a known thing. Sisi and Zia Pia. She'd come out with the pizza. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So 2/3 Italian culture, and I think pasta is in my blood, 2/3 for sure, as is evident.
Yes.
And then a little bit of milk dad.
Yes, you know, Vicky,
Bietjie melk dad glad nie koek sis.
Maar like die Afrikaans en die Italiaans, hulle kom by
Ja,
mekaar so lekker.
maar ook maar the Queen's language. I speak that very well. So quite a bit of lamb and mint jelly. Yes, so good combination.
But this scarf, everything, you look a little bit Italian.
Oh, grazie bello.
Like was Sofia Loren.
Oh, wow.
They're very nice.
Wow. And do the people know about you, Gino Pino?
See, now that
you make French toast, Floppino.
Floppy.
Are you my chef?
The French chef. That is right.
Yes.
Often go out as a chef, yes. I think we did that one Wildsfees. I did a chef as well at one stage as well.
You've had us in stitches at every opportunity.
and so, I mean, let's go straight into your history then. Before Wildsfees is obviously happening now. I know, and it's how many days? How many?
It's a 3-day event.
3 days.
Are you testing me? How many days to go?
I'm testing to see.
I'm not tuning into my PA at the moment. It's a couple of days, about 60, maybe less.
Okay, yeah.
But it's 3 days, 3-day event.
Okay.
Very excited.
Yes. And SPAR, big sponsor there. Great. We love SPAR. They sponsored my show for 3 years. Fantastic. We love them forever.
Very, very lovely people to work with and to be sponsored by.
Absolutely.
Cheers to SPAR.
Cheers.
Not drinking tonight, responsible citizen that I am.
Drinking water tonight. You know, I'm having a bit of a gin and tonic.
I live by the slogans on our program. Drink and drive responsibly. No, I don't think it's like that. Okay.
Don't drink and drive
to
be responsible.
Oh, there you go.
Drinking and driving, it's like we say gender-based violence. People say, no, I support gender-based violence. I'm like, no, you always support
it. That very wrong.
Oh dear.
So Gino, you want to know a little bit about me and then we'll get to Wildsfees.
Yes, let's start with you. Let's go to
I was born in Cape Town.
Kaapstad.
Yes.
So
and my Einste Stiefpa was one of the founding franchise holders of the Royal Cape Yacht Club.
Oh.
So I've always been surrounded by the hospitality industry. So I've really come a long way to be part of a festival of the nature of the Wildsfees. Grew up most of my life in Cape Town, then moved back to PE after a short stint to live in the Marine Hotel.
I'm always interested to find why the move from Cape Town? Did your
parents were moving around with Cape Hotels?
Okay, so
I grew up in bars and restaurants. The old Sky Roof nightclub. Many of the viewers will remember those days.
Yes, Pierre de Chamois was there. My wife will never forget it.
And somebody called Carstens, but it wasn't on. It was a real Nico Carstens. There you go. Lekker, ja. Ek het hom gesien met my eie oë.
Nee, en Niels Matthys het ook 'n bietjie.
Daar sien dit.
Bietjie wat ek hoor 'n donkie long of die donkie long en die
boereorkes.
Ja, was sy It's donkey long, and the other thing is, what do they call that? The concertina.
Piano accordion.
Yeah, but they got a name.
Trekklavier.
Trekklavier, ja, dis trekklavier is die ook donkey long.
No, Gina, I don't do
I can't
slang. It's
remember.
nothing common. Nothing common. Keep it clean. And so then I aspired all sorts of wonderful things, traveled a bit like all people did in the 80s
Okay.
after leaving Holy Rosary Convent.
Yes. Well,
And
but
then-
tell me about your schooling first. Did you enjoy the schooling?
Oh,
Did
it
you-
was amazing. I
were you
never got off the
arty?
stage.
Oh, so
I
you
was
were
very
drama.
much the one that spoke a lot and was loud and attention
Yes.
seeking. Probably still am. People will tell you that. Hello, Victoria, my
Yes,
daughter-in-law.
we're going to put some of the comments
Mom
on
in
there
love.
now. Gary's adjusting cameras, but let's have a quick look at some of the comments while we're here. Victoria, there we go. Is it go mom in love?
Yes, mom in love.
Mom in love. Is that what it is? Is that what she calls you?
She's my daughter-in-love, and I'm her mom in love. And
Oh,
she's
that's
produced
lovely.
5 of my grandchildren.
Ja,
That's the Catholic way.
ja, dis ja, bekeer. No, ek sien nie van daai birth control nie, hoorie. And there's Mimi Rupp. I love Mimi. We
The
love
Stone
you.
Lady of Iron.
Yeah,
Hi,
I tell you
Mimi.
what, she's absolutely lovely. Daniel
Local
Beekman,
is lekker. You're part of that.
the Beekmans have got a lovely business with all sorts of with the venues that they rent out and hotels and things. It's amazing. Daniel, always bringing the funny. Thank you very much, Daniel. And yeah, it's Darren and Ruchi Peens are going around the country with them as well. They've been doing some traveling. Been fantastic. And then Mimi, I see Carol Jacobs is there from East London as well. We've got East Londoners coming in. How's it, Carol? Nice to see
We
you
love
too.
the East London crowd.
Do. So at school you were a bit drama.
Very much drama on that stage. I think from Sabah. I was the Dolphin Haig in the show. I sang.
Haig.
The Old Oceanarium, Haig the Dolphin and Lady Dimple. I was there.
Oh.
I was there, yes.
Oh, did they actually do a play with those
Yes,
two
famous,
dolphins?
the first famous dolphins of the P Ocean. It does date me a little bit, you know,
Yes.
but I'm quite young. I just have a good memory.
Yes.
So, yeah, moving back to be Marine Hotel, then overseas, and then I had quite a wonderful kickstart to a career.
Yeah.
I had a total wipeout of a vehicle on Cape Road on my
Yes.
19th birthday.
Oh,
And when I went to collect my claims check, I was offered a job by the then Peyton Associates.
yeah.
They must have found me very bubbly. And from there, I went on to become a broker at. Do you want to know all this?
Yes. A
From
broker.
there, I went on to become an insurance broker at CT Bowrings in Joburg in the Anglo-American division.
Wow. But how do you just somehow get there? Obviously, you're working, you got
It's just
headhunted.
charm, just absolute charm, and lots of Irish.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
enough. I forgot the Irish too.
Oh, the Irish as well.
Yes.
Very nice.
And
I've
then-
also got a bit of Irish.
Oh,
in me.
that's why we are the way we
Yeah,
are.
it's good, but a
Rock
little bit
solid.
adorned.
Well,
Eh?
rock solid. That's all I'm saying. I'm not letting any
Yeah.
other cats out the bag.
What was your maiden name?
Brennan.
Brennan. Oh, that's very, very
Brennan,
Irish.
top of the morning.
Oh my goodness, you're not related to Mary, are you?
No, and Victoria's married to a Brennan. We called our first son Brennan. Brennan Honsbein. Brennan Dogbone. No, don't say that. It's not good.
Dogborn.
Hello, Yolandi. Leave your
Let's have a
bio.
look there. Yolanda Campbell says, "How's it, man?"
She's one of our all-star fans.
She's saying hello to some of the people online as well. They talk to each other on the comments.
And
you know,
Laura
sometimes.
Baines, my darling friend.
Oh, is she a friend of yours?
She would have come on the show with me if we'd given her half a chance.
Oh, is it? Where is she from?
She's from Port Elizabeth, but also I think her background is very much Alexandria farming. And
Well, the Baines.
the Baines.
Thomas Baines,
yes.
you know. Very,
Married
very
to Gary
nice.
Baines.
That's absolutely good. That's good stock. Good 1820 settlers stock. That.
She's
Really,
one
very
of a
good.
kind, very special.
I love it. I love the area. I love the fact that, I mean, you're talking about Baines. We're talking about this area is different from everywhere else in the
Absolutely, and
country.
so mixed with Dutch on the one side, the endemic Africans on the other side. That's amazing.
It's Xhosa, it's English, it's Dutch, it's everything all in one. Khoisan, it's all in here. We had a taste of everything, and I think that's what makes.
I'm not sure if I used the right word there, but anyway.
Yeah. No, for sure.
And then Gino, just all about me again.
Yeah.
Where was
Yes.
I? Oh, Bowrings,
Yes.
Anglo-American.
So you didn't study then. You just
Well,
went
I
straight in?
started. I did linguistics, obviously,
Okay,
and
yes.
communications through UNISA.
Okay, because of the drama. And
But then I
speech
moved to
and-
Cape Town, and I
Yes.
went to work for the Board of Executors.
Oh,
Yes. yes, that was
Okay.
quite
What is that?
lots of skill. You don't know the Board of Executors?
No.
It's one of the
Okay.
oldest trust companies in South Africa that went on to become a very posh bank. But they had
Oh.
all the orphan and widows' money back in the day. So
Okay.
they would fetch the widows in a black London cab, and it was very posh.
Oh, okay.
And my most embarrassing moment actually happened in that stunning building in Wales Street, when they came, the concierge came down with a little brass lift to fetch me.
Yes.
But I couldn't take the lift because something dreadful had happened.
What happened?
Well, I was quite a lady in my day,
Yes,
and I was
yes.
standing next to Mrs. Plant. She was also very proper,
Mrs.
but
Plant.
she was slightly older than me. I was still very naive and silly,
Yes.
and I felt the slippery feeling around my stocking feet, and
Yeah.
the unmentionables had slipped down. And
And
she said, "Just step out, my dear."
Oh.
And Shorty had come down with the lift, and he took one look at this, and he went straight back up
the
because
stockings.
I bent down to pull them up. Anyway, I never lifted it down.
How the hell does that happen, Jenny?
I think the elastic snapped.
Good
Gino.
Lord,
Very-
why was it loose in the first place, Jen? We won't
Stories
even
for
go
another day.
there.
Stories for another day.
That is funny.
And then
And
I
then-
left the Board of Executors to come back to PE
All right.
and bring my first child, Brennan, home.
Why
to-
would you have done that? You were making money
I
there?
was making money, but I just missed having a mom
Oh, okay.
to
so you're
support
folks.
me. Yeah. So, hello, Emma, my darling daughter, and kiss Chloe for me.
Were you close to your
Chloe
mom?
Rose.
There you go, looking beautiful, Nana.
Oh,
Emma.
Chloe, love you, girl.
Is that a
And
granddaughter?
Emma's my only daughter. She
Oh,
is
your-
beautiful,
Your
and
daughter.
she's given me a beautiful granddaughter called Chloe Rose.
Oh, lovely.
No, she
lovely,
is lovely. Very privileged. So 6 grandchildren.
Yo,
Hi, Jill. I see you there under Nico's
Yes.
name.
Jen and Nico
Jill
Dawson
is
as
one
well.
of my colleagues. She does the stalls at the festival and lots of other things.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow, okay. Yeah, I'm sure you've got a team. We'll chat about the
Please
team
tell
as
me
well.
I was keeping order. I'll keep in order.
Yeah, no, there's no rules here. We can talk about whatever. If you go on, if you're ADD, you can go on a tangent. We're
ADHD,
okay.
yes. No, not really, but
Yeah. Not. Are you more focused?
and Diane Biggs, there you go. Look,
There you go. Diane Biggs.
Diane's
There's another
taking
Biggs.
charge,
Eh?
largely in charge.
There's another Biggs.
Another Alexandria species.
Yes, yeah, the Biggses are all out there, and Nanacha and that area there. It's great, and I love that. I love that. I want to look at the history there as well. I want to go into that. That just fascinates me.
I'll touch on our team just now.
Yeah, for sure.
So I had the
So,
first
yeah.
baby, and again we had this crazy. I'm going to go quicker now so I can
Yeah,
get my whole
okay.
story. And had this dream to have our own business. So we
Yeah.
had the Cuckoo's Nest in Grace Street back in the day.
Grace Street.
The musical was
Yes,
down the
yes.
road.
No, it was Michael's Record Bar.
That's at Michael's Record
Yes.
Bar, and we were across the way.
Yes.
We used to sell the best pies in PE. We did all the catering for the building societies.
There's the thing that goes the parking.
And then we were
Right.
down the road at the old Sugar Bush. You
Ah,
wouldn't
okay.
remember that, you know.
Wow, that's like that's a little bit before
I
my
think it
time.
was the Green Dolphin at one stage as well. But anyway,
Okay.
and then the CBD changed and Casey's Pies came in and I had my daughter Emma. So we gave up Cooker's Nest and her CBD died. So thank God we did
Yeah,
that. And
yeah,
we were seriously broke. I mean, you do some crazy things. Eh? We were
Yeah.
Irish, half
Yeah.
Italian, half whatever.
But we need to know about these things.
Yes,
you know,
yes. So
because-
very
because
wide life
You need
besides
to.
overseas travel. We don't
You're only
see stuff.
successful if you fail.
Yes,
You know, at least a few
absolutely.
times.
So then what did I do? I got a job at Alexander Forbes again in the broking
Oh,
department.
Okay.
Um,
Who were you working for then back then? Who were the
Simon
guys?
Holland.
Simon, no, I don't
He was a
remember.
wonderful boss, a wonderful boss. Yeah, it's all changed, obviously.
It has.
now.
The whole insurance industry changed. I mean, I used to have a brokerage for years as well. I did medical aid stuff.
Okay.
And so I got to get an idea of how it all works, you know, and it's an interesting business too, you know. There's this whole thing about making money, but at the same time helping people. Where's the
Absolutely,
boundaries?
with all
you know?
and their assets
Yeah.
and those that are taking big chances with the claims and those that are genuinely bona fide victims.
Exactly.
Very
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
So I loved all of that. I'm thinking I'm missing something. I also worked at Fidelity Bank. I was a
Oh,
participation bond clerk.
oh,
And in those days, computers were just the green Pac-Man.
yes.
So we used to do everything with the hand and a dictaphone. I was
Yeah.
Miss Brennan. I was the first lady signatory in Fidelity Bank. So I
Yeah.
was really the who's who back
Yeah.
in the day. in
And
that
did you
bank.
find it? I mean, at that time, I mean, being a woman, I always ask these things. You know, it's like in those days, it was quite a man's world out there. You know,
It
was
still
like
is,
it's
Gino.
a
When you
boys' club,
introduced
know?
us tonight, you said the guys from
Yeah.
PE and the guys from East London. And here I'm standing, you know, there's nothing
I do. You know, one
Take
must
that
watch
back.
oneself
Take
when
that back.
yes, I
So
take
the
it all back.
the guys and the girls from the Eastern
The
Cape.
guys and the girls from the Eastern
Right,
Cape, absolutely.
right.
Well, these days you could say everything. The bergies, the bergies from Quebeca.
Yeah,
That's what I say.
with our penis.
Yes, with our penis. Show them our penis.
So I'm sure I'm missing something here, but the brain's getting a little bit slow.
No, that's fine. So, but I want to find out about the first business. So you say you were here.
No, but just hold on a
food
second. So
business.
yes, so I did that.
Yeah.
And then went on to get a job and earn some money so we could pay
Okay.
everything. And also the kids needed to go back to hospital with medical aid. So we all got jobs
Okay.
again.
Yes, yes, yes.
We're not going to talk
How
about...
many kids do you have?
I had 3.
3 kids.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's so your
I've got a
3
Brennan,
kids. A Brennan.
A Brennan.
It's the
and he's a lawyer.
okay. Brennan the
And then I have a Emma.
yes. And
She's
Emma
a
was
languages teacher. She's wonderful.
there. Okay.
And then I have my youngest,
Teacher.
Matthew, yes. And then Matthew Reese is also a musician.
Matthew
But
Reese.
he is now, we're very privileged to have him join the Wildsfees team because with COVID, we lost some members.
Okay.
And he came on board and helped us bring it all back. So
Oh, lovely.
it
Okay.
is nice.
So he's a muser. What does he play?
His voice,
Oh, he sings.
performance art.
Very nice. What kind of stuff does he sing?
No, I'll get him to send you some demos. I'm not going to out him
Is he
here.
like
no,
is like a rock or is he?
No, he's classical, I think. Really
We're looking
stunning.
for a big rock vocalist as well.
No, his voice is amazing. He's good friends with rockers like that Neft guy. That really, who is he? Neft? Is there Neft? Roscoe.
Roscoe. I don't know.
He's a heavy rock player. Well,
Okay,
anyway,
okay.
yeah. Anyway, no, he's very versatile. I don't want to put him in a box, do you know?
Okay,
But
so
he
he sings
has
all
the most
sorts.
amazing voice. Sometimes when I hear other people delivering their repertoire, I think, Matthew, if only. If only he knew. But he's enjoying the events industry, so he's finding his way.
And you know that your mother is going to be your biggest fan. Doesn't matter how you sing, she's going to love you anyway. That's
Oh, look at that, Brian Wilkinson.
true. Brian.
If
Brian
I could
is
give
there,
a
yes.
moment to Brian, you know,
Yes.
Maureen Dalzell will
Yes.
always be part of our heart because she
Wow.
fell in love with the Wildsfees when she retired and she plowed so much into us.
Yes.
Thank you, Brian, for bringing Maureen on show. She's right here.
Yes.
Our
I mean,
Mo. Everybody called her our Mo.
Mo, we loved Mo as well. We did, and Brian is an absolute legend. He's always on the show too. He pops in from time to time, and he's won a few of the prizes, I think, as well. Brian, and of course, he was at the boardwalk for many years as well.
Absolutely.
So
yeah.
it's
Such
always
a
good to
good-looking,
hear.
charming man and
Yes,
big responsibility.
good looking, you know.
It must have been. It must-
Yolanda Campbell says 45 days to go on the journey.
Thank you, Lundy. I couldn't count. I was going 1, 2, 3, 4, and I got to 60, but nobody came up for me. Ed's not here. Ed is my PRO, and I'll tell you about him.
Golfoot Socky. She
Oh,
says she's
so,
going to go.
okay,
Golfoot Socky.
okay.
Okay, so then so all insurance and banking and that sort of thing. I mean,
Yes,
but now
yes.
surely for
But
someone
wait,
who's
it
into
changes.
drama,
Yes, no, I let it go. Unfortunately, I got caught up in the corporate world, and
Yeah.
I loved just that whole thing of being, you know, service driven, and
Yeah.
I really did pride myself on that. But then I went and had my 3rd child, Matthew, and I worked for Doug Putney. I did
Doug.
estate agent. I did very well, but I only did it for about 6 months because honestly, I think that's one of the hardest professions in terms of intruding on your family life because you need to see people after hours. Matthew was still a baby. And then guess what I did? Take a wild guess. I went to work for the EP Children's Home.
not with Alta.
No,
No, Alta wasn't there.
no,
She was-
with a lady called Sharon McNichol.
Okay.
And that was quite something. I did childcare and I became the buyer and I became a fundraiser. And I think the fundraising side of things became one of the skills that not many people have.
Yes.
And it's not easy to fundraise. I went to one course and they said, "What's the hardest thing for you in fundraising?"
Yeah.
And obviously,
Getting money.
No, people say no to you.
Mm.
I mean,
All
how
the time.
can you say no to me? You know, it's
You
I
take
need
it personally.
Yeah, I really do.
Yes.
So then we had husband and I had a midlife crisis.
Okay.
Mark Banks is asking a funny question.
Mark Banks always asks funny.
Please come with your crystal balls, Mark.
I have a fortune teller store.
We need those crystal balls. Bring them.
Yes, Mark. I'm sure they do. They can tell you your fortune. Oh, Mark. It's always, he pops his head in from time to time.
And there's Elephant Connie, the
Yes, Ella.
beauty behind Shukla.
Okay.
You know chocolate?
Yes, I
Belgian
do.
handmade.
Yes, I've seen that. Yes, that's beautiful
Buy
chocolate.
some for Philip. It's to die
Chocolate.
for.
I have already bought some chocolate
Oh,
before.
I buy it all,
was
eat it
nice.
myself.
Yes,
There
we go. Watching and learning, he
No,
says.
he's watching, and I'm going to get it tomorrow. But we'll talk about Ed later. I've got lots to say about you, Eddie. Are we running out of time?
Not
Edgar?
at all. We got all night.
My nose is itchy. These things are far too hot. The lights. Anyway.
the lights. Oh, come on, you like the drama.
Right,
Yeah.
and there's my Matty. There's my
Yes.
Matty.
Yes,
And
Matthew.
there's Kim. She's loving me because I
Kim
rescued
Robertson.
Abby.
Kim
Oh,
Robertson
Kim,
has
you're
just
amazing.
she's just been busy with John Berger and his charity ride.
I freaking love you too, Kim. Your
Well
energy
done.
is just unstepplich.
I know she's amazing. She's
Yes,
got she's
bubbly.
bubbly, absolutely. They were rescuing Abby, and that's his dog.
Abby, yeah. We had a little dog called Betty, and he died at one Wildsfees. He was knocked over, and it
Oh,
broke our heart. And Abby was a bigger version of Betty,
okay.
a big black one. He was a little black one. Abby
Yes,
was a big
okay.
black one.
So you rescued it.
So we rescued.
Oh, that's lovely. That is-
Ciao Bella. Ciao
So that's
Bello.
Matthew.
Matthew's very
nice.
Italian. He's
Ciao,
a cook.
Bella.
He's a cook in the
Proprio
making.
italiano.
Sì. Oh yeah.
Va bene.
Okay.
Let's just having a laugh. Oh man,
Where we
I
going?
love the Italian in you. I can see it. I can
Oh,
see
love
the
it.
Italian.
Oh,
man.
we eat everything.
Come
Parmigiano
Yeah,
and
yeah.
arancini and everything.
Oh,
I spent the worst part of my youth in the Italian club with the lupinis.
Oh man,
You
what
know,
is
when
that?
they grab your chin.
Scrivante, come.
Yeah, come
Why
on.
you don't come to the club?
They'll
Yeah,
give you
yeah.
a 5 cent for chips if they can
Yes.
grab this chin. And
Come.
I think a lot of this.
Gino, why you never come to the club anymore, my boy?
My
I
parents,
knew you no.
my parents were best friends with the Podgies that owned La Fontaine restaurant.
Okay, wow, yes, I remember
So
that.
there was all those Scotpa and Squalo Carante and all those.
Lovely.
We'd go to the Dantes on
La
a
Fontaine.
Sunday night and eat finocchio. People don't know what that is.
Yeah,
They
it
do.
is fennel.
Your kids know what that is.
Well, finocchio is two different things.
Oh wow!
Occhiofino is a guy with a fine eye.
I don't need to know all that furry stuff.
But
do you?
finocchio is also he's like so
Well, the Italians
like
call it
licorice
yeah,
colour.
fennel. But
Fennel,
anyway. So where was I? Keep losing myself.
Yes.
So children's home.
Yes,
then,
children's
then,
home.
then, then. Okay.
So charity, like
Yes.
raising funds.
First raising
Hard.
kids, then raising funds, then shopping. We did the whole gamut thing. But then midlife crisis, I love looking at property. I'm always speculating about, if I buy that house and I live in these Kadunki homes, that
Yes.
always plumbing problems.
Okay.
But I love it. It's like Cinderella vibes. And none
Yes.
of them really work out. I'm always living in the wrong
Okay.
house at the
wrong
right
spot.
time. Yeah.
Oh, dear.
But anyway, so we saw this farm, this small holding in Kirkwood.
Oh,
God, we didn't know where Kirkwood was, but this is where we wanted to go. We'd been all over. We'd been to
Yeah.
state level, 2 rivers on the Sundays River.
yeah, lovely.
And we decided we were going to give up our jobs because we were going to do tourism and B&B. We were sold a lot of story about this place.
Yes.
And we schlepped our poor kids. I mean, Emma just started high school, so her dreams were dashed. She had to go to Afrikaans school.
Where was she?
She didn't fit
PE?
in so well. She'd left the Priory to do high school at
Priory.
BP.
Okay.
Yeah, they were all at Priory. That was their formative years.
Okay.
Brennan was fine. He was off in Grahamstown at boarding school and loving the life.
Yes.
Matthew adapted very well to being barefoot and plaskant. And the small holding was glorious.
Yes.
It was called African Imprint at the time,
Okay.
but we didn't know what we were doing. We were almost bankrupted because we were having to mow 13 hectares of grass, and then the pumps that were packing up at the river. You couldn't get, we were used to
Water.
putting the,
Yeah.
So we bailed out of that really quickly. And as luck would have it, just before we bailed, my good friend Frosne Phillips, who you might
Frosne,
know.
well, we know.
We call it
Frosne.
Pookie. We call it Pookie. That's her love name.
Pookie.
Pookie. Pookie Pops.
Yes.
So Frosne was with the Wildsfees at the time, helping Karen Besson, one of the founding directors. And she phoned me and we've met through animal welfare. I love animals. I've got lots of pets. She said, Jenny, wouldn't you like to just come in and help us generally in the office? Well, that was a mind bender because Frosne would send me little notes and say, Jenny, please just water the plants on the strip and also wash the mugs in the kitchen. And I'd like,
What's
talking.
this? What's this?
And I got paid 20 Rand an hour.
Oh,
But I took it because
Yeah.
I said that bankruptcy was,
yes, looming.
hello.
Yeah.
But then we actually, believe it or not, we sold the farm and we moved out of Kirkwood. And then I was offered a job to do fundraising or sponsorship sourcing
Okay.
on a commission basis.
Yes.
And Frosnay actually then ran that festival in 2007.
Okay.
But she then moved on.
Because she's health and safety. That was her.
Well, I
her
think
thing.
her primary background at the time was tourism. She was a
Yes, okay.
tourism fundi of note and hospitality training.
Yes.
And then, yeah, as you say, she's become the health and
Yeah,
safety fundi in
safety.
the Eastern Cape.
Yeah.
And we're very glad she's still on board.
No,
with
she
us
knows
as a
her
friend,
stuff.
Yeah.
She really did.
So then,
Priory fate as well. She always used to.
Amazing,
Now I
eh?
see. I'm starting to piece together
we're
the links.
all the
Why is
P-Venus.
the Catholic link there? Hey?
Yeah, I was there, Sister Anne.
There we go.
Um,
And Frosno.
So, yeah, and the rest is history. So, Wildsfees started for me officially in 2008. I was offered the job to
Yeah.
become the director. And I'll put it out there.
14 years ago.
When I took on that Wildsfees, the total sponsorship book was worth 105,000 Rand.
Phew. Yeah. Yeah.
So, we won't say what it is today,
No, it's much bigger.
but we will say, we've got some kick-ass sponsors.
Excellent.
Do you know, some of them want to pay us even before we send the invoice. That's how keen they are.
Wow.
How they support us. So yeah, so that had quite a lot of ramifications for my kids though, because I was so involved in the festival. I shipped them off to a flat in PE to finish their high school.
Uh-huh.
I think, you know, I did let them down a little bit. Sorry, babies. But
You always-
I've been paying
you
for
always
it
think
ever
about
since, let me tell you.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
But you know, you always think about stuff like, but you didn't really have a choice. I mean, it was the best decision you could make at the time. You often, especially with your kids as a parent,
Yeah.
you often think about things that oh man, I could have
And
done
I
better
think, you know, they've been through the mill, they went through COVID, they had lots of disappointments, and
Yeah.
they've just come out strong, and I'm immensely proud of them today. So it is all about family, you know, it boils down to that.
Who had their initial thought for the Wildsfees? Where did that whole thing come
Oh,
from?
wow, that's an amazing story.
Yeah.
So in 2002, the then Sundays River Valley Tourism Association, they were standing looking out over the Valley Bushveld.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's lots of kops and whatever there.
Koppies.
Yeah. And, you know, a lot of people don't know, but that whole valley is also the gaming mecca in the Eastern Cape.
Okay.
And they saw kudu, and kudu is a beautiful animal.
Yes, yeah.
And they came up with this idea about how they could actually draw. I think at that time, I'm not sure how stable citrus was with politics and all that. You know, people were giving away farms at one stage because it was all murders, and there was a lot of politics around farming at that time. So they wanted to draw investment and attention to the valley. So they came up with a concept of a festival.
Mm-hmm.
I stand to be corrected, but the first successful festival in the Eastern Cape was the Tues Fees.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, that was a success story,
Yes.
but it didn't live long.
Okay.
So this committee at the time picked up on a Wildsfees, and the kudu was the emblem. And it was
Yes.
built on 3 pillars, which we've tried very hard to keep. I'm very serious now. I actually want to make everybody laugh, but anyway, I'm serious with this.
That's all right.
So the founding chairperson was Johan Swart. He owned the butchery at the time. He's a formidable man and well loved.
Still up and
Still a
about.
director. Still very involved in the auction.
Okay.
A little bit backwards, you know, going a little bit less involved in the physical. But
They do a livestock auction as well.
no, don't jump the program.
Okay,
Gino.
sorry.
So they all agreed, and the tourism took it, and started in 2002. And this is not me being cliche. It started in 2002.
Yeah.
2,000 people attended, and they were funded 2,000 Rand by the round table.
It's a sign.
And the rest is history. Let me tell you, when I hit Kirkwood, I didn't know what the Wildsfees was. I didn't know any less who Kurt Darren was.
Yeah.
But in 2008, I made work of knowing who the singers were in the Afrikaans industry.
Yes. Oh,
So no, they then worked on a committee basis. There were about 15 people, and everybody had a task to do. And I mean, it was really very authentic. There was all sorts of game components, and it was centered around the gaming industry. It wasn't as huge an event with the music as it is today.
Yes. So
but
the music
very
was an
well
optional
loved.
extra kind
And
of
I
thing.
think it was one of the pioneer festivals in the country, believe it or not, because when they did almost like an analysis, we were rated as one of the 6 tops events in the country.
Yeah.
And, you know, we don't get anywhere near as much funding as a regional event like Annieballs or Grahamstown Festival.
Yes.
But we'd held our own with that small community in our klein dorpie.
Well, I think especially if it's a slightly smaller community in there and you work together,
Absolutely.
amazing stuff can happen. I always say that about PE. If PE works together, amazing stuff can happen. It will. It just
And it
takes
does,
a couple of people to start. and then all of a sudden it grows and grows, and it becomes the
Well,
thing to do.
somebody was cited as saying to Johan, you guys are joking, this is never going to work. And Johan has never let that person forget it. So
Really?
remember what you said. So yeah, when I came on board in 2008, it became a little bit more condensed, and from a committee of 15, honestly, and I say this 100%, the three of us that run that entire event until the end of April.
Wow.
We do all the groundwork.
Yeah.
And then all the contractors, that is the most amazing team.
Who's that team of?
I know if you say Gino,
Yeah.
So the contractors are paid,
Yeah.
but then there's health and safety people that aren't necessarily paid. So it's your municipal people, your Sarah Barton District Municipality are gold. They really are gold in this province. I give them lots of credit. Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that.
So we have tremendous support on the. I think we cited, and I'm going to take this minute to brag. We are cited as one of the best organized events in the country, and that is in no small part to those people.
Yeah.
You know, if you ask me where the fire extinguishers are and how you get to the toilets, I'm going to say,
Yeah.
don't look at me. That's a Maywerkie.
Yeah.
Because my job's done now.
Yes.
Besides God and the weather and the people,
Yeah,
you know, we're waiting now. The contractors will soon be arriving.
Yeah, but even when it rains, it's still fine. I mean, when I did the launch a couple of years ago, it rained like hell.
Wasn't it a joy
And
with
it was
you?
fine. It was a joy. Jeez, like
We've Jacques Arendt, also one of our stalwarts.
Yes.
He always says he takes his hat off to me because my first festival, it actually was pouring with rain. And those people were sitting on their chairs. And somebody took it upon themselves to move the artist to the beer tent undercover.
Yeah.
And he said to me, Jenny, you know, you're the director of this festival. Do you say that we must stop the show? And there was old Zane from Event Hire, who's also one of our stewards.
Yes.
They were sweeping off the stage. And I said, I looked at these people that weren't moving. You know, they were sitting in the rain watching the stage.
Yeah.
I said, bring those artists back.
Yeah.
And the rain stopped. But those people didn't flinch. They were there to watch the show.
Yeah.
So I put on record as well that the success of this event, besides the amazing team, is the visitor, the festival goer.
Yeah. He's tough.
And also the stallholders. The stallholders are bread and butter. We really love our stallholders and we look after them as far as we can.
They work hard, but they also do bring people to the
And
festival.
they take a big risk, Regina, because
Everybody wants
there's
to.
no guarantee. If the show doesn't go on, they've paid up.
Yeah. And also, you never know how many people are going to get, and how many people are going to buy. But, you know, everything creates a great variety of stuff. You go in there and there's so much available, you know. It's great. Did anything interesting or unusual happen in the early festivals? Gary's looking for stories.
Oh, well,
Stories. Tell us the biggest
I
stories.
wasn't privy to the really funny times when it started. You know, I know it was a very different situation then, and it sort of got a bit broader as I moved into the thing. But yeah, we've had some shockers. We've had an artist on stage who we didn't check his contract, and it was stated in the contract he needed to be moved off site before his show into a room to rest.
Oh.
And one of the staff decided I didn't need to know that, and they couldn't find the person with the key to the B&B because she was at the festival and she couldn't hear her phone ringing. So this poor man was sitting backstage in the hospitality tent, drinking.
Oh dear.
And he was a headline act, so by the time he got on the stage,
He was
he was falling off the stage. Now, that was in the newspaper, and I don't know how well it did for his career, but you know, all press is good press. So yeah, but that was quite a shame, and we also had a tragedy. It wasn't a funny story, but again, my first year, me and Mr. Mustard performed there, and we lost Freddie Hayward.
Yeah, Fred Hayward. That was it. I forgot
I've
about
never
that.
prayed. I said, dear God, if he comes back now, I won't eat for every Friday. I won't eat food. And I kept hearing the resuscitation. And we had a friend there. We had a doctor. We tried everything.
Wildsfees, can you believe it? Freddie.
Just came off the stage and dropped.
I played with Fred many times. Crazy guy and a great bass player, man.
No, I know he had a good gig. That I do know.
Yeah, he always played like this. He had his legs wide apart. And Alfie J will remember him as well. But yeah, R.I.P. Fred Hayward. What
wonderful.
And you know what? I think to go on stage for Freddie, he loved his music. He loved his basses. He bought bass guitars It's like every week he'd buy another one. He even bought one from me once, and then we sold it, and then we bought it back from the other guy, and then Fred Hayward bought the same one back. It's like going around between him and Nielsen Hall and Pop Shop. It was going around in a circle. What an hour on these bases.
It's really fun. As I've got older too, I've become a menace at the festival. The
Yes.
health and safety people don't give me a radio anymore because I'm always calling in. What's going on? Yeah. So we've had a couple of things where I've looked out and there were people dancing on top of the tents. Like, come in, what's going on? People on the tents. Meantime, unbeknown to me as well, one of the stall holders had brought in a bus and gotten permission from one of my staff members to have a little party on top of the bus. But they were behind the stalls.
Yeah, the tents. They looked like they were on the tent.
and we've had little things happen that have been really funny. And we deal with them. Nobody knows about them. We deal with
You ever
them.
get the Muren?
Do you know, I think, I have to tell you that the journey that I've had with the Wildsfees, a lot of people say, oh, wow, it's all about you and it's not. I've grown so much with the festival. So I think one of the skills I have is managing people, because I really believe that when you lead people the right way, you can actually help them grow. So it's not about discipline and you didn't do this and what time. And so I love that part about my job, and I've become a lot more humble doing this. I'm not a glory monger, so I've become a lot more humble, and I'm talking a lot of nonsense now because I've forgotten what I wanted to say. But I'm going to come back. I'm going to come back. You said, what did you ask me?
Yeah, we were talking about stories and things that had happened at the fest. But I mean,
about people working with you.
Yeah, I can't remember. Gary will have to put us back in. I'm about as ADD as you are, so don't worry about it.
I'm not ADD.
Listen, I've got a whole lot of questions.
All right, I'm ready for you.
Ed also told me what to do. We've gone through the history, and so we don't have to worry about it.
Let me tell you about Ed. Ed is my fuddy duddy.
Yes, tell us a little bit about Ed.
Oh, we've got the worst relationship. Worst relationship. But I wouldn't do a day of Wildsfees without you. Let me just tell you that. So I inherited Ed through First Day.
Yes.
And I didn't have a clue who he was.
Yes.
And he's been my mentor and he's been my friend. And I think Johan put it very succinctly once. He said, Ed is the handbreek van die Wildsfees.
Yeah.
So if Ed says that's enough and you shan't and you won't.
Okay.
So I wanted to dye my hair blue at one stage. I'm quite a funky lady. And Ed said,
I think you had pinky at the one.
When I was still at C.T. Bowring's in Joburg. But no, I've never done that. No, Ed hasn't allowed me.
Yeah. Okay.
No. If anybody sees the F-bomb on my social media, I'll delete them straight away.
Really? Doesn't like that.
Yes.
No swearing.
Nothing improper.
Okay. Ordentlik.
To the letter. And I think, Ed has been, he goes way beyond a service provider. He's a friend and a mentor. Whenever I'm feeling a little, that's what you asked me if I get the mudding.
Yes. You get
so
the
give it please guys, don't judge me. So I don't swear a lot, but when it's Wildsfees time, I say Afrikaans words. And my staff are often in shock with me because I'll be on the phone. Have I got a phone?
Yeah, good phone.
Oh, give me the paper.
Yeah.
Give me the phone.
Yeah.
I'll be on the phone and say, hello? Ja, meneer, maar kan jy verstaan? Ons sal dit glad nie doen nie. Ja, nee. Nee, dis reg. Nee, dis reg. Ek sal jou môre bel. Dan that's as cross as I get.
Okay.
But no, I don't normally show anger. I think I'm very firm. If there's a situation where somebody's being, and we do get it, where people are completely unreasonable.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, we had one stallholder pitch 1 year, and his store was illegal in terms of what he'd applied for. He had a bloodied bandage wrapped around his arm, and he was working with food, and he wasn't approved to make chips. He was in the craft arena, which is where we sell donuts and, really, really treats.
Blood donuts.
En ek, maar hoekom het ek 35 pakkies aardappels hierso, ek gaan nie nou nie. And I just said to him, okay, don't worry about that. We'll just sell your potatoes, but pack up and go now.
Yeah.
Oh, I sounded a little bit.
It's true. You got to actually be that person. I just see that Diane says, Jenny and Fred are epitome of love-hate relationship.
And then to make it worse, the hate should be capital. To make it worse, we found out about 10 years into our relationship that we were related by marriage.
Oh, my word.
I put the phone down. I was finished.
And I see Rob Taylor say Fred Hayward was a great part of our matric
And his
class
dad
85.
was a very well-known Ghanaian MP,
Okay.
yeah?
Yes, that's right, of course. But no, Fred was, and talking about Ed's daughter is Claire, who's married to a bass player as well, Andrew Warnaker. Yeah, so there's a bit of a bass theme going on here, you know. And I see the festival. Who owns the festival? Who is the boss? Who's the big boss there?
So let me break it down.
Are you the
Let me
big
break
boss?
it down. No, I'm a whacker.
You're a whacker.
So no, there's no autonomy at Wildsfees because it's a public company and it's a non-profit organization.
It's a non-NPO. Okay.
Absolutely NPO. So the structure of the event is, and this also sounds very altruistic, but it is very true. The Kirkwood Wildsfees is a Section 21 company called the Kirkwood Wildlife Festival.
Okay.
And it's wholly owned by the community.
Yeah. Okay, wow.
So I always maintain if everybody leaves, that festival will continue because the people of Kirkwood will keep it going.
And how do you structure that? I mean, how do they even
You can
do
talk to our auditors. So there's this company, okay, Section 21 company, and it is governed by a board of directors, all volunteers. They don't get paid 1 cent.
Yes, because you have to, as an NPO,
Good governance.
your directors
Good
have to
governance.
have to do it for free.
Yes. I need to always explain why, what, and where.
Yes.
And you know, everything's black and white. Everything's. We've had an unqualified audit throughout our bid, which is quite something. So I have high respect. We're headed up by one of our premier captains of industry, Paul Murray. He's on nearly every board in the valley, but he gives his time to us. And then some very prominent farmers and leaders and stakeholders. So those are our backbone.
And they I mean, if they're volunteering there, so they really do put their heart into it. I find that an NPO, because it's the actual structure is NPO, there's less chance of things going wrong. There's less chance of somebody taking advantage. There's less chance of, it's not a profit-driven thing either. So it does really look at the community. I'm so pleased to hear that. And then obviously easier to get funding as well. A little bit easier.
I think we tick all the boxes. I left out what our principles were, the objectives. The pillars were education, conservation, and tourism.
Okay.
So, that comes and goes with the time. But this year we've taken on an old, or she's not old, she's young and gorgeous. She's the best looking lady in khaki you'll ever see, Gino. But she's one of the founding committee members, Mandy Ritz. Okay. She was with Sandparks and she's also got a history of marketing. Okay. And she's come on board to give us a new va-va-va-voom in the Walk on the Wild Side. Wow. So, I think Walk on the Wild Side is probably going to be bigger than the Wildsfees, but Mandy knows her stuff, so we're looking forward to it. You're running out of steam now, Gino.
No, I'm here. I'm looking at Ed sent a couple of things as well here. We've got we've spoken about the purple hair incident. What
never happened, Ed? You said I couldn't, so don't.
Wasn't allowed to say anything.
Don't stir. No, I never did.
Actually happened with the purple hair?
I wanted to be funky. I wanted to be that festival director. People said, "Wow, okay, cool say."
And
like no, sister Oma, I mean, even my hairdresser Maria, she was shocked last year because I was on national TV with the bola. She said, "Jy gaan nie weer dit doen nie." So I had to go see her yesterday so that when I'm on camera,
you're looking very nice. Sophia Lorena Kammer, very good.
The Milky Bar one.
And now that you sort of, how do you? It wants to also say, how do you raise the bar? How do you get better? How do you improve things next year or this year? You learned from your mistakes. Have there been mistakes?
I've never made mistakes. No,
never ever one.
I don't do that. No, I was born perfect.
Yes, of course you were.
Do you know, it's quite strange, and I have to just give credit to an Almighty God here, because every year that is the challenge. And last year I promised the board of directors, because they're not involved in the nitty-gritty of the event in any way. They just want to make sure all the legal's in place, because there's a lot of legal.
I'm sure.
So I said, no, we're gonna do something different. I thought, how am I gonna do it? How am I gonna grow an event that's already limited space-wise on school grounds? That's the big challenge. And the school is developing. Kirkwood high school is going to New House. So they are our landlord that weekend, but we're getting less space for our money.
Yes, I'm sure.
So I'm trying to do a Dolores there. Did you hear
Yes,
that?
yeah, there's
Dolores.
space. Yes,
Flesh
I also pop into a Dolores every now and again.
Sorry, what?
It's fine. It's part of our,
Yeah.
it's part of our heritage. you know.
ADD. So you won't believe how this all fell into place. So I had this gorgeous man phone me and say to me, Jenny, I would like to see your committee and I would like to host the first Boren production auction the same weekend at the Wildsfees. So I was like, wow, it's just come to me. It just come to me, something different, you know. So I skirted off to the auction team because I don't get involved in the auction. I know nothing about Bokka and Kudus is, yeah. So they said, all right, bring him. Well, listen, you know, and it turns out, so there's a story about this. His name is Rian van Rensburg, and he has a very unique strain of Boren cattle. So there are other Boren cattle in South Africa, but their species come from Kenya.
Try and get a picture of a Boren cattle.
It's got one on hand. It's in the Boren.
Gary will find one online quickly, I'm sure.
It's a strain of cattle that's very conducive to living in drought conditions. So it's not the normal cows and bulls. And he worked on a strain from Zambia. So it's a very pure strain.
Yes,
And he's actually quite heartbroken to be having to release some of his cattle by sale, but he's doing it at the Wildsfees. He wanted to keep it in the Eastern Cape, which is all about your ethos. It's lovely. Thank you, Rian, that you're keeping it in the Eastern Cape. So we thrilled because it's very high end. It's not a chop and dop auction. It's really fabulous.
Proper.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
How beautiful is that?
Now, his video is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
You can find it on our Wildsfees Facebook page. It's the Zebo Boren, really gorgeous. And then, as luck would have it, so we're talking codes. I'm very paranoid about the Wildsfees. Whenever they come with a scheme, I will whisper because Google listens and other men steal it.
Oh, I see.
How many times our slogans have not been used, Gary? I cannot tell you. Somebody who's high in the music industry said to me once, you know, you always downplay your important, not my personal important, the festival. He said, but you'll be amazed how many festivals come and learn from you guys.
Yeah,
so there's another brag.
Yeah.
So we were
you do, I suppose.
We were talking about a rodeo, but whenever I had a board meeting, I said to the chairperson, don't say rodeo, you must say radio. Radio. So for months we were talking about radio, but radio is not that big in South Africa.
Yeah, no.
And there you go. From
What
radio.
You ride?
No, we've got this horse whisperer called JC Skuman coming in.
Okay.
And he is phenomenal. He jumps on horses. Yeah. Horses jump up. Dogs jump on horses. Is Turkies en boeresport die hele naweek.
Yes.
Hey? Gratis en verniet.
Yes.
I think people are going to be spellbound. I think he's going to steal the show.
The horse whisperer.
No, he's phenomenal. He really is. I think he can tame any wild animal.
And how do you find a guy like that?
He found us.
Oh, did he?
No, I must say, it's one of Johan's. Johan knew about him. He did some training in the valley for one of the farmers' kids, breaking in horses. But he's got supernatural powers.
Wow. So he sits in.
I think he just does that. Like, have you ever been to Namaste Bay?
Yes.
I got that. I think he does it. I get hot when Robin Fury always targets me.
He's hilarious. Oh man. Okay. So and I mean, well, let's have a look here. A visitor experience. What about a visitor? So
I wouldn't know. I've never been a visitor.
Yes, but you must have an idea of how they're going to walk in there.
Yes.
How they're
so let me tell you what the typical visitor shares.
Yes.
I get grabbed by people, and they scream at me and they say, Jenny, I'm so happy. I don't know if I'm a bar or something. I said, well, thank you. I'm glad. Let go. But I think, the world's a hard place. Yeah. Whether you're doing okay, whether you're not doing okay. Yeah. Wildsfees is 3 days where you can just forget about everything and just have good, clean fun and be safe. It's a very secure environment. There's security guards. There's systems for the children. It's really just that event where families can come. Granny can go one way. We've even got a lovely tea garden this year because I firmly believe moms and grads like to have tea and cake.
Yeah.
Tea and cook, coffee and cook.
Coffee and cook.
Yeah. So you cook us op die hoek hierdie jaar. sukkel, my coffee style.
And you can just literally walk through those stalls and you can check out all the things and check the horse whisperers and the oaks
So
going on.
lekker.
And then the music, obviously.
The music is phenomenal. It's probably our biggest lineup.
Yeah.
Not the not the top artists, but all big artists.
ABBA,
ABBA.
center stage is the top artist in the country, I see.
Does your mother know? That's all I'm saying. Does your mother know?
Yes.
And then we've got Patrick Davidson will be taken to the sky on this
yes.
Sunday. I'm always scared about flying over the mountains,
Have
but
you
I do
been-
look up.
Have you been with him? Have you been on a ride with him?
Do you know what? Let me share this with you. When I was at the children's home,
Yeah.
I was one of the first organizers of the event at Stu Davidson's hangar. They used to have it at his
Okay.
property in
Yes.
Carolyn Marine.
Yes.
I said buckets up, I didn't go.
Oh, you didn't go?
Yeah.
Because I think it was actually for that same thing, it was the air show.
And again, I was mocked, Mark's brother, Glenn, Rose
Yes.
Christie.
Oh, yes.
He would literally stand behind me with the radio and say, Jenny, come in, Jen. And I didn't know how to do it. So they switched me right off the channel with the Wildsfees because I was always seeing things that are not there. And I stop everything.
Okay.
I want somebody to go there now.
Okay.
And then it's
So-
just something I've seen. That's why I'm wearing my glasses. because
Yes. Okay. Something that
Yeah.
you've seen that's wrong.
Gary just asked an important question and
Yes.
we've missed that now.
What was that, Jerry? Did you ask? Did you compete with the National Arts Festival in any way?
No, let me tell you, they compete with us.
The dates. I mean, the dates are.
We
the
run,
same?
no. We run concurrently with
Yeah.
not only NAF, Grahamstown
Okay,
Festival.
yeah,
We run concurrently with Unibos, which is the national festival in Hoedspruit.
Yeah.
So, the artists are losing their mind because they've got to get from
Yeah.
Nelspruit to Kirkwood, and it's not
Yes.
easy. You've got to drive 100 there and 100 here.
Yes.
But it all happens, the logistic plan. And there I give credit besides to my team, to Zane from Event Hire, because he takes those logistics and makes it happen.
So there's nothing.
It's about
There's nothing
60
really
bodies.
in this area. There's nothing really. But I think
Except
everybody
Grahamstown.
watches
Yeah.
your dates and says, okay, well, we'll move ours.
Grahamstown doesn't move.
Yeah.
Where we found we've maybe got the edge is the stall holders, I think, do better at our event because it's higher end, and it's
Yes,
more, the shopping value is there.
Closer to PE as well.
Knysna, not at all. I think it's a whole different vibe. I
Yes.
don't think it's a kind of a stally markety place.
Namaste, babe.
No, absolutely. It's wild time with
Shocking
oysters.
oysters.
Yes.
Yes, okay. So you don't really worry, especially in this area here. But you say a Grahamstown Festival can be a bit of a thing. Although people
The
actually
only
come
thing
down.
that affects us is that there's so many flights that are not available because everybody's
Okay.
flying to Grahamstown or flying
Yes.
to PE and flying to there.
Yeah.
So we've got to be the first in, and we do all our flight bookings through our dear friend Artist Warehouse in the Netherlands.
In the Nederland.
It's got an agency and it just happens like magic. He's amazing. Yeah.
Okay, gee whiz. That's and so he books all the flights and all the things.
Changes
the
them,
logistics. It must be quite a logistics thing.
Nightmare. And there's nowhere to stay in the valley because all the accommodations booked
This is
there.
the thing, yeah. And we were just talking about before, and watch out for scammers because the people are, if you
Don't
can-
just book
if
and
you
don't pay
find a
money.
cheap guy or a guy saying, "Oh, I'm not actually going anymore, but you can take my booking,"
Nope,
no,
nope,
that's
nope.
not going to happen, bro. It's a scam.
Always check with the office what's going on.
Double check your accommodation. Don't just book it off Facebook or go to a proper
Source that's
source.
verified, yeah.
Yeah. It's very important. The auction is the auction a big part of the.
The auction's been phenomenal. I'll tell you this. So the auction was core to the event in the beginning, as I
Yeah.
said.
Yes.
All centered around the game, but then the music component got so much bigger. And we've had some records with the auction. We had a mutant, I don't know what kind of animal it was, but it fetched millions. And our auction was huge then. We've never managed to do it again. But I think the color variations are not as popular as they used to be in those days. And then in between, we've had a couple of droughts and we've had COVID. And Sandparks had lots of diverse decisions that they didn't take at the time. That affected the stock we got.
Wow.
So our board then said we're going to do it on our own. We'll be small, but we'll just try to keep our head above water. And funnily enough, or wonderfully to say, the auction has held its own and is just growing.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
I think, again, tribute to the local stakeholders because a lot of our farmers are game keepers.
Okay.
So they support that.
They
And
check
it's
it
a
out.
premier auction, and we're very excited to say that Sandbox are back on board in a big way.
Lekker.
So the stock is there, Addo's famous for disease-free animals. So we're very blessed with that auspices as well.
Tell me, let's just give a shout out to all the sponsors, your main ones that you really feel.
Oh, I can't even
done
miss
good.
any.
I don't know.
Do you know
I mean,
what's
obviously
amazing
SPAR is one
about
of the big ones.
our sponsors is that they don't change easily. We've had sponsors there for good 15 years.
Yeah.
So SPAR is the naming rights sponsor.
Yes. Okay.
We have amazing support from the Sarah Bartman district.
Oh, great.
And they just endorse the pillars, you know, the tourism and the conservation. And they're just
They seem to
happy
be
that
into
they're
that, eh?
absolutely
The tourism thing is really.
they're very multi-pronged. And then we've got the Eastgate Parks and Tourism Agency in East London that are an amazing sponsor, and that use the platform very well for their
all the way to be from East London.
It's an amazing group of people,
Okay.
MTN.
MTN
Come
as
on
well.
board,
Fantastic.
seamless.
What you got there?
Cover that.
Gary's got something.
No.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, so some of this, just so we don't forget the sponsors.
Yes,
there.
absolute. You know, the parastatals are absolute gold, and the people that we deal
The
with.
parastatals.
Well, I don't know what you call them anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Does it sound like a prison thing?
It sounds like
They're
it
kinda
sounds like
undergovernment.
something that people can loot.
Parastatal. Take that slide all the
Yeah.
So they give us tremendous support, and as I say, I think we tick the boxes for them as well. So they're very happy to see the domestic market supporting.
Yeah. Is
It's
Castle Lager back there? I see.
Oh, just now,
SAB?
Anastrery. Yes, they've been back
Okay.
for a while.
Fantastic.
Strong sponsor. We love them dearly.
SAB.
You can only buy SAB at
Okay.
not even craft beer at Wildsfees.
Really?
They're
No.
very tactically placed there.
Okay. So they've got the story. All right. No, excellent, man, and it's so good for the whole region. The Wildsfees is like it's really a hub at this time of year, and people and always good things people say about it.
I know. It's a showcase as well. I think anybody who wants to present something to the public, you know, a lot of people have launched stuff there, and it's always been. I think that Lindy's Fudge, Lindy's Brownies launched there.
Okay.
My Muesli or some brand that's always all over the
Yes,
store.
this muesli that's great.
All launched there.
What's it called? It's got one name. It's like Home or Love or
I thought it was
something.
My Muesli.
My muesli. I don't know.
No. I'll phone you tomorrow, Gino.
Yeah. It's great. And has the
Coca-Cola's
festival
been there. I think I have to say Coca-Cola,
Yeah, Coke, yeah.
and Algoa Radio and ECPTA have been the longest standing sponsors. Yeah.
And good, that's cool, you know.
Castle Lager were there in the beginning. They took a little bit of a break and then they
Okay.
came back with a bang.
All right.
But those three have been there since day
Oh,
one.
good. Okay. And I know it's really
But
good.
that's
to
21
support.
years, Gino, to have the same sponsor. That's
And loyalty,
phenomenal,
it's obviously relationships as well. They built relationships with yourself. I'm sure the people that you
and you
deal
see
with.
that also, it's very hard to say no because I take
Yes.
it personally.
Of course, you'll end up sobbing.
Oh,
and
can you
crying.
be wuss on those fingers? I say, no, that's fine. Bang, bang, bang.
Oh no. I mean, there's a lot of people. How many people actually come through? Do you know how many people? Is this an Ed question? How many
No,
people
Ed,
come
yeah,
through
no.
there? And how do you handle the congestion? and
Well,
stuff?
we've got the traffic on board and the police, so there's a
Okay.
lot put into our health and safety
So
plan.
they're also
There's precincts that are closed, security go to boom so that they can't overrun the town. And now
Okay.
we've also through the co-ops, the Unisdorp co-op specifically,
Yeah.
at SRCC, we've got parking on the outskirts but very close, walking distance.
Yeah, okay. And for the kids, it's like a family festival, I presume. So
Absolutely,
there's
yeah.
lots of
There's
stuff for
always
the
something
kids.
for children, yeah.
Okay. But a jumping castles and a bit of
And the
No,
fun
I
fair
don't-
is there, and the
don't-
face paint, and the clowns, and they love the bungee. My granddaughter's up on the bungee. I mean, it's really, really tall. She goes up on there.
Oh, goodness. It's not for me now, I'm afraid. I'm past that stage where
I'm
I'm.
doing the cockatoo again.
Yes. What's the cockatoo? How do you sort of measure how well it does? I mean, how do you know if last year was better than this
Well,
year?
you know, the gates are controlled by the moths, and then they are dovetailed by a security
moths?
company. Yes, the
Are they
moths.
still around?
They're falling. They are falling.
Oh,
Cheers to Stan and Spencer
all
at the
right.
raising of the flag, and they are a backbone. You know, it's like
Love it.
having the defence force there.
Yes.
And they have a big camp there, and it's all very
Yeah.
proper protocol.
Yo.
So they dovetail with our security company, who's also been there forever.
Okay.
And they control the fleet and give back the stats to Ed.
Okay.
The foot count is not necessarily how many tickets we sell, so it's just how many people actually descend on the event,
Come through.
stall holders and the comps, etc. So the success is twofold. The success can be measured by the success of how much joy the people are showing. Mariska Kulane,
Yes,
my very
and
best
Roseanne.
friend.
It's called Hello. That's right. That's the one. Roseanne. I love the chocolate one. It's great.
Hello,
Roseanne.
Muesli. Oh, thank
Yes,
you.
my
That's
mom
brilliant
actually-
marketing. Eh? She knows the
she
product.
knows the stuff. Hello,
I hope,
Muesli.
I hope
like
you
that.
better, Rosie Rose. I saw you flew. Gotcha.
Yes, yeah. She got flu. Oh, no,
She
Rosie.
had flu. Yeah.
And Stapes, of course, is just retired. He's just
wasn't he a character?
yes, he was.
No,
he was. I'm sure.
He's a rock at heart.
So it's his
that guy.
first Wildsfees without Stapes now this year. Jacques Orange, Jenny.
Hoop
was
jy gaan
telling
skaapkop
her
eet?
Oh, I say.
Hey, he's giving you a challenge.
Was it? Wat is geskaapkop?
Gaan jy dit
Ja,
eet?
so ek sal probeer, hoorie. Ek sal kyk. Ek eet alles hoor. Ek sien vas hierdie.
Matthew, stuur vir hom 'n kaartjie.
Ja, dan sê gooi. Ek 'n bietjie proe. Beautiful gingers ons gaan ruk. Ja,
I love it. I love it. Who said that?
That's Roseanne.
Yeah, ons gaan ruk. Mariska's our,
Yeah.
she's another handbrake. She's our
A bookkeeper.
controls the
So you say,
spending.
well, I'm gonna do this, and she says, "Are you out of your mind?"
This is, I can't give you the go ahead for that.
Yeah, I can't.
You'll have to speak to Paul.
I say, can we get a share together, Rosie? We will share a bit of a scarf.
One eyeball for you, one
I don't
eyeball
know about
for
the
me.
eyeballs. I don't know about that, but maybe they're like, I don't mind. But I don't know.
We've actually what's the word, engineered. So on the Sunday, our beautiful blossoming MTN
Yes.
have given us a little bonus other than
Oh.
the sponsorship. They're bringing one of the rugby legends.
Oh,
His name is Akona Dingwana. Dingwana is one of the
Yeah.
twins, the rugby twins.
okay.
Springbok.
I gonna.
So we've said, oh yeah, he can come
The
and
sprinter.
he can do the motivational chat, but he has to be at the long tafel.
Okay,
So
is
we're
that
hoping
long
our
tafel?
corner's also going to chew on those.
Is that long
It's very
tafel?
Lani long tafel.
Lekker.
Lani long
Ooh,
tafel.
mooi,
Die mense
mooi.
check jou as jy daai goed is eet.
Yes, like how far in advance do you begin planning? When do you start?
Well, I said hello to my teammates there. That's Jill.
Yeah.
And Jill starts sending out the stallholder letters in September.
Wow.
And
That's earlier.
Matthew starts with all the administration, the ticket ordering, he does all the stuff for the board meetings because our financial year end is at the end of November.
Yeah.
And that's also where we measure the success, obviously.
Okay. Do you have a break in between? So
No,
from
wait,
July
I'm
to-
telling you. So
Okay.
no breaks. So we hit that festival, we're running.
Yeah.
Opening function, Wildsfees. Monday, we pay out the $1 million because everybody's now waiting for the money.
Yes.
So we structure that we pay a deposit and the balance after you present your service.
Okay.
So Mariska sticks out for a week with us and we just pay. All those
Okay,
tickets.
that's Mariska.
All those millions come down.
We love you, Mariska.
to
We
a couple
love
of
you.
thousand, yeah.
Yes.
And then I normally send off the staff because they're basically crippled, their eyes are swollen and they've
Yes.
got blisters on their
Like
feet.
it.
And they've got nothing to do with the payment.
Yeah.
Diane helps because Diane is on the logistics and the staffing.
Okay.
So we four sit there and we just wrap up. I'll tell you about our secret agent as well. I've got a
Yeah.
bodyguard who's my secret
Oh.
agent. Yeah, come you see this.
Other than Ed.
Oh no, he's not my bodyguard.
No.
God, Ed will run before me. He's a clever man. No, he's not going to stand in the line of fire for anybody. He loves me from a distance.
Yes. Okay.
So
Bodyguard.
so they go away, and then I invariably after the second week I take a week off. I don't care about nothing to do with Wildsfees. But as soon as we come back, we hit the ground running in August. We start doing the scouting for the new artists.
Wow.
We start doing well. It's that what we're going to say next year.
Yeah,
Because every year we've
what
got a
we're gonna do.
slogan.
The slogan.
Heel
What's going to
taste,
be the
skill
slogan?
trade.
Yes.
After Wildsfees 2000, I can't remember, tell me Ed, everybody, including the board, was heel taste, field trade. All the
Okay.
festivals did. It's not heel taste,
Oh,
field
is
trade.
it? Okay.
But we thought it was very clever during COVID to say heel taste, field trade because we
Yeah.
were still playing, even
Yeah.
being
Yes, of course, yes.
sitting at home eating
Yeah.
cake.
Yes.
So every year,
Yeah.
so this year,
Yeah.
the
And
festival.
so August you start, and then you.
No
it's
rest,
from
yeah.
there, and then no rest. So it's literally the one project. Is any other projects that you're busy with as well?
We've done other projects, but I promise you, Gino, the Wildsfees keeps us
Okay.
really busy. So I go
So
and
it's just full
I
on.
go and visit all Ed presents a beautiful, beautiful report to the sponsors.
Okay.
saying we've hit all these strengths this year,
Yes,
you know.
yes, yeah.
And then I go visit them between October and November just to see if they're on board for the next year.
The sponsors keep those relationships going.
But sometimes they drive me insane because they only come in with the activations in March and April. By that stage, our program's full already. So,
Okay.
so I really wish
activation.
sponsors, you would speak to me in October, November about what you want.
I want to do this activation.
But we love
and that
them,
one.
so we do what we can. So my secret agent is I always say, come in,
Yeah,
Rian.
woman.
So
With a
Debbie
blow.
Daisel, who's been part of the team forever, but took a leave of absence during COVID to go
What's
work.
it? Daisel?
Debbie Daisel.
Debbie
yeah,
Daisel. Debbie.
yeah.
Okay.
So she was permanent staff. She's come back as temp staff now, and we're hoping that we can actually ratify a position for her again. But her husband is Rion. Now, Rion Daisel is the answer to everybody's problem on the grounds. If your car is stuck, Gino, you say, come in, Rion.
Sugar tracker.
Yeah, or bring your own chipper. So we've got wood chips, we've got all sorts of things, and he does absolute magic on those grounds. I don't think anybody could ever do his job.
Yeah, so it's it's a Plastian. They live on the farms. They know that, and they can do anything.
It's not.
You
Don't just
can cook it. You can make roast a bread, but you can also stitch a dog together if it
Hy's 'n
gets
goeie boereseun, maar hy's nie plaasie nie.
Okay.
He's a DJ in his spare time.
Oh, he's a DJ as well. Glory. Okay, here we go.
Tips for first-time attendees.
Yes,
you know,
first-time
we have
attendees.
so many people that say that it becomes our first time.
Yeah, what do we do?
And then we normally say, well, we'd love to meet you. And then we make them crazy promises, which we try to keep, like book a table. Or they like to book bonfires. Hoeveel kos 'n bonfire? Very Wildsfees. But we don't sell the bonfires. You just got to get your own and stay there.
Okay.
But no, we don't need to tell them what to do. They know where the party is. Yeah.
They'll find. And any like people that have opposed it or
Well,
people
let
that
me
have,
tell you this. So we had a wonderful situation, and I have to give credit to the local community.
Yeah.
That we've never had that situation. And I can't tell you how much we value that, but we work with the people because it is a community event. And I would give, if there's any advice I could give any new event organizer that wants to get a ground off the plan.
Yeah.
Ground off the plan.
If you want to get a
Get
ground
the
off the
I'm
plan,
drinking something.
speak to Jenny.
Yes.
Get a
yes.
ground off the plan.
Every day. So get that ground off the plan.
Yes.
Don't ever assume to hold an event if you haven't courted the support of the community around you. Because people are impacted by events, good or bad. And if your people around you support what you're doing, you've already got a guarantee for success because those people will tell other people.
Yeah.
If I tell you that the inhabitants of Kirkwood, throughout the board, from the top address to the next one, their homes are filled with family and with friends. There's like that Eastern Cape full.
Hospitality.
Full. It's full.
Yeah, house is full.
And you cannot get a hair appointment in Kirkwood. Everybody's having their hare is gedoen. Even I don't get my hair done in Kirkwood. I've got to come to P to get my hair done because last year you rain. But the nails are done and the plucking is done and the hairs are done. Everybody, it's just a reason to celebrate.
It's a buy-in.
Absolutely.
It's a buy-in. They feel a sense of ownership. Isn't that amazing?
And I think if there was any opposition, there would be a closing of ranks. We've seen it before.
Okay.
And I'm trying to remember the one thing that was so wonderful. Oh yes, one of the factions down the other side of the valley had a comment about to the young lions that we have as supporting our event about boerefees, kom speel net boere music. And these guys said, hey, come see us.
Yeah.
We didn't know about this. We heard it afterwards. And they said, you know what? When you've got your taverns going and you're listening to Kwaito, nobody's complaining about that. Leave the people. Let them have a festival.
Yeah.
And they're there now. So we're mixing a bit of
mix it
Kwaito. We really walk the talk there. We say, if you can afford the ticket, you always feel welcome at the event.
Yeah. And it's got to be a welcoming thing. And if everybody buys in like that, it's amazing. Everybody's got that sense of ownership, and then they will invite people. And they'll say, hey, you must come to the Wildsfees, doesn't it? Because that advertising you can't buy.
This wonderful vehicle that I drive, Pookie's also got one from Toyota Utnag.
Oh, fantastic.
Is something wrong with your wrist, or you're saying stop the show now? No, I need
No.
to know. It's not a cue.
No,
Don't let me get wuss. Don't let me get wuss yet. You know?
There's no rules here.
I'm from Kirkwood, you know? Wuss.
Yeah.
When the kids from the school see this vehicle, Hawksville's or LEB, they love it. They actually, and we try as far as possible to accommodate something for them on a on a freebie, whether it's on a quiet day. A corner's going to be chatting to our upcoming rugby stars throughout the board, disadvantaged or not. Everybody's going to get a chance to meet him.
Well, everybody will benefit. Everybody absolutely will benefit. Oh, man. Well, Jen, I mean, I don't know, there are a couple more questions, maybe a couple more things that I'd like to ask. I'm all right. It's all right. It's after this week I'm going to be tired. I'm going to have
What would you say are your biggest challenges?
The biggest challenges? Yeah. What do you say the biggest challenges are for the
If I've got to be very honest with you, okay, this is a crazy obvious one, but weather, because we're in the heart of winter and it always rains in June. So Wednesday night we've got tents flying off and street flags going, and I'm driving around picking up things and checking on security. So that's not a challenge. That's just always a worry. The weather's a worry, but we pray. The Catholics put the statue out. St. Joseph goes out. I'm serious. I've got the local church putting St. Joseph out. And then the challenge, I think the biggest challenge is lack of accommodation. So we're very blessed to get national TV sponsorship from MultiChoice.
Wow. Okay.
But it's a big problem because now the reach is so much bigger.
Yes.
So we have people from the Southern Cape, and they're like, don't worry, we've got accommodation in Newton Lake, we'll be there, or we've got accommodation in PE, we're coming. But to stay in the valley is becoming increasingly difficult. And as I say, to grow the event, which we'd love to do, the school is developing. So our space, they're redoing surfaces of sports grounds, and they're putting up containers and ramps for disabled people. So just getting our little village is getting smaller.
Because I mean, that's quite. I mean, you could convert some of the school into dormitories and things, I suppose. Maybe.
It's a catch-22 because there's a lot of, whenever we open, in the past we've used the school buildings. And some of the youth get in there and they just do malicious damage. So the school is quite a...
you need to protect it as well.
And they've got high standards and they're constantly upgrading. So we would just be doing them an injustice by opening the building.
Which music acts are coming? You said Early B now, just now. Is Early B there?
Early B, we've got Karen Zoid.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she's an amazing rocker.
She is incredible.
At the Guy Butler, she sold out in Gravestone. She's amazing. Her second time there.
Okay.
Wat dink jy Tannie Jenny is 'n bietjie dyslexic?
Dyslexic, yeah.
She's just trying to confuse me. That cheeky bits.
Get off the ground, yes.
We've got Apple, Powder, something like that. Apple is lekker.
He's lekker.
We've got Ododuas. Everybody laughs when I say that word, but it's real. They are rocking all the old FRK songs, like Sorry Marie. They really turn it into a remix rock.
Okay.
We've got big names. Kurt Darren, the Prince of Pop in South Africa. Everybody loves him.
Yes, everyone.
And Leonie May. Leonie May was the first Afrikaans artist I ever saw as being wow, before I was fully ingrained into the culture. There's so many artists.
And a lot of Afrikaans artists coming in there as well, but we've also got our ABBA as well.
I was going to get there. Yes. Star-studded cast, center stage, absolutely ABBA.
Gino Fabbri.
Hans,
There we go. There's a picture, Gary. There it is. There's our dudes, our all-star band coming through there. We've got some new faces as well. We've got Kaylin and Kaylee and Gemma. We've got our 3 new girls as well, and they are fantastic. We love them. And some of the old faces too. So we've got and great band. That's just going to be a nice tight band. The future. Do you think about the future with the?
We do all the time.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're having a stretch session next year. What will be this year for next year? So one of the options is, and it's a little bit contentious probably, but if the grounds become too small, we need to take the event off-site. And there's a lot of agricultural land there that we've been offered to use, which would be beneficial in that the grounds would be bigger and there'd be camping facilities.
Yes.
Which would be ideal because people would love to camp on the grounds.
Then we'll also free up the school to camp there
we
as well.
We very much would like to remain a trendsetter because people do follow trends.
It's got a modern feel to it.
Yeah, but we can get a lot more.
It's got a cool feel to it.
It's alive. It's not a stagnant. If I get a negative comment, I take it very personally. Being me who I am.
Yeah.
And a dear soul this year said to Mandy, and I don't want to use any expletives, but she said, ach, you know, Mandy, it's almost like the same of toot, 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 just a different day. And I thought,
Yeah.
let's change that right now.
Yeah.
So I think that's also one of the secrets and challenges at the same time is to just bring something that makes people think, why do I want to go there? What's different?
Yeah.
We've had the fabulous Barbara Eek. You must know she's a landscaper.
Oh, was she up at this? What's the town? Fort Beaufort? Is it Fort Beaufort that does the
Bedford.
Bedford?
Yeah,
that
no,
does
Barbara's
the
fabulous.
flowers. Is that she does
She's
up there?
amazing.
Yes.
Yeah. But she's from P,
Okay.
She's married to Colin Eek. He's
Okay.
he owns Earth Moving stuff.
Okay.
And when Chloe Rose was born, my granddaughter, I got all soppy.
Oh.
So I needed to have a fairy extravaganza at the Wildsfees for my
fairy.
little girl.
I love it.
And Barbara took, is it Narnia? She took
Yes.
that concept. The
Yes.
kids had to walk through a cupboard.
The witch
The
in the
Snow
wardrobe.
Queen was there, and there was snow. Chloe just cried because she was 2 years old. It wasn't for her. She didn't even like Barney.
Oh.
So now we don't bother for that anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
But something different.
Yeah,
Every
just
year
something
there's
that people would say, why would I drive? And I asked the question, why would you drive 97 kilos to the most beautiful valley in the Eastern Cape where the oranges are literally for free?
Yeah.
The backdrop is glorious. It's a
Yes.
safe event. It really, and I'm saying this on record, costs you nothing to attend in today's economy. 200 Rand for all those artists and all that entertainment.
You can't even, I mean, what to spend the whole day out there, entertainment, the whole works.
And there's
That's
giant
incredible.
puppets going to amble around the grounds and emojis and Power Rangers, all sorts of wonderful things that people just don't experience.
The detail
normally.
is also
Yeah.
important. Okay? You know, just that whole experience.
It makes if you see people not smiling at Wildsfees, there's something wrong.
There's a gees there.
Die fees
yeah.
is lekker.
Yeah, fierce gees. It is.
Lekker.
It is. It does develop
Yeah.
over the years. And I mean, your favorite part of the Wildsfees. What are you enjoying most? When it's finished.
Do you know Friday is always crisis day, and there's some of my darling team there.
Yes.
We've got lots of frowns and wrinkles on Friday because everything's just shifting in.
Yeah.
So that's when all the trouble happens because the stallholders' plugs are blowing and they take out the whole circuit of electricity.
Yes.
And Rion's there and Milne
Oh.
Electric's there, another one of our superstars. Saturday is a quiet day in terms of trouble, but the crowd is overwhelming for me on a Saturday. I don't leave the VIP tent. I get actually claustrophobic. It's too many people. And when they grab me,
Getting all of you.
you know, since COVID,
Yeah.
before COVID, I didn't mind the kissing, but after
Yeah.
COVID, when people are a little bit tipsy and kissing me in my
Yeah,
ear,
kissing.
no, Satan, go. Sunday is my favorite day
Okay.
because it's family day. It's lovely. The music's laid back.
And, you can
And it's
relax.
sunshine. There's no nighttime program. You know, there's a build up on a Saturday. Everybody's
Yeah,
everything's
ready for
going
that
doof,
party.
doof, doof, doof.
Ready for that
Yeah.
party.
There you
Oh,
go,
amazing.
Jacques saying. Thank you, Jacques.
Yeah, Kirkwood is not only a festival experience. You're right, Jacques. It is, and like I said, it's got that young feel as well. It's not just it's not an old, you know, festival. Or it's an old feeling festival. It's got
The mix,
juice.
yeah,
It's got
the
juice
mix,
there. It's
yeah.
great. Love that the SPAR Kirkwood Wildsfees it creates so many employment opportunities as well.
Just keep that to Philippa Fabri's question
Yes.
because I'm not sure if there are those people, but I know
Power
they're
Rangers.
superheroes.
Yes.
Philippa, I'll talk to you later. I must take that back. I'm not sure if they're
Indeed.
Power Rangers,
Power Rangers.
but they're super people with funny costumes. That's what I know.
Yes.
I'm gonna
Yes. It's
WhatsApp
probably
you the
Spider-Man
program.
and- It's Spider-Man and Batman
Spidey
and
no, they look like Power Rangers.
the Power Rangers.
Fine. Let's not put names to
Nice.
things now.
Oh man, let's see what Rosie has to say. This she also says,
Yeah,
"Oh,
did
we're
you?
going to dance." Is that right? Are they going to dance on Saturday night? No sitting in the VIP tent. She says you're going to be up and dancing.
Ooh, the clear.
But I'm
She
sure,
was out of commission last year. I'm out of commission this year, but yeah, I think we should. I think so, Rose.
But I think there's a time that you finally said, okay, it's done. It's happening, and I'm happy, and then you can relax.
Are you talking about like retirement or like
No,
in the
no,
weekend?
no. Like
Oh
at
yeah,
the
no,
actual
I
fest.
relax after the opening function.
Opening function.
That is the most stressful one for me.
Okay.
It takes me more personal stress to organize the opening function for the sponsors
Yeah.
than the whole festival.
Yeah.
Because look, I've got almost like free creative range with the Wildsfees.
Yeah.
And a lot of staff to assist me and
Yes.
teams and etc.
Yeah.
But the opening function is very detailed. It's 160 people. They've got to have a seating plan. You've got to have the right menu. There's kosher meals. There's
Events.
Yeah, no, but that's like a really hectic one. And it's done in a short space of time, and it's to the T because it's from 6 to 9. And you remember the bus, right?
Absolutely. No, we had a jaw.
We did. I loved it. House music in Kirkwood.
It was. And so, I mean, you brought it up. What the future for you? Are you putting a succession plan in place eventually? Are you keen to do this till you die, or you like? Okay,
Do you know, Gino? I say this, that I feel very privileged to be able to head up a community initiative like this.
Yeah.
And it's never about Jenni. Jenni isn't
Yeah.
the Wildsfees. So I would always love to have some input if it's needed or required. But there will be a time where I need to walk away. But in fairness to my board of directors, we will do that. And then
would you be able to let go? Because some people find it
absolutely no.
difficult.
I don't believe I've got a God complex now. There's always time for fresh air, fresh people. And as I said, the festival won't die for as long as the community support it.
Yeah.
It might get smaller, it might get bigger, it might
Yeah.
change. You know, the world is changing.
Yeah.
And as long as you keep ahead of people's needs and expectations, that festival will go on forever.
Let's do a little bit of we always do this thing called the getting to know you questions. I think we should do a couple of those, Gary. So the getting to know you section is just crazy questions. Let's do some.
Getting to know you, getting to know all about you.
Okay, so something that people would be surprised to know about you, other than you were drama, speech and drama. Hey?
Well, I like to crochet. My friends don't believe
Crochet?
it. Yeah, crochet.
Very nice. Do you do some doilies?
My late mother was horrified. She asked me to crochet a knee blanket. But I can't do corners. So she got like a round tablecloth, which she didn't keep. She gave it to somebody. But I gave her a pink round knee blanket. So I crochet. I like that thing. There's something about me that's a bit of a domestic goddess. I like cooking, Italiano. I make my own
Do you
pasta.
think it's the Catholic in you? Almost like
No,
I
no,
sense,
don't go on about the Catholic.
I sense, like you know, it's the self-flagellation thing as well.
No.
So always with
Hard on yourself. Keep going.
hard on yourself.
Keep going.
Charity work, you know, that kind of thing.
Oh, yes. I was even a sunshine girl at the Grooteske Hospital in my Cape Town
You
days.
see,
Running around with
it's
people in stitches. Yeah, volunteer.
it's the nuns.
But I've grown up.
It's the nuns that did that. That put that in you.
Absolutely. Self last. Other
know.
people first.
It's insane. Okay, your biggest adrenaline rush that you've ever had in your life. Maybe the most terrified or most.
Like it's a ridiculously boring story, but
what?
people can relate. I was a teenager
Yeah.
and I was spending the night with a friend in Summerstrand. Her name was Papsi Lapison. Her dad was a woolbroker at the time.
Yeah.
And the parents were down the road at some block of flats in Summerstrand playing cards with their friends.
Yeah.
And they lived in this beautiful home with all French antiques.
Yeah.
La Pisson, you know, French.
La Poisson.
And we started telling horror stories.
Yeah.
And there were Alsatian dogs lying and the beautiful French furniture, period furniture. We were telling horror stories.
Yeah.
And suddenly the lights started to dim. But everything was pink. It was a pink and gold dim.
Yeah.
And then it would go back up bright.
Oh, my soul.
And then it would go off. Well, there were terrible noises made like, I couldn't get to the front
Wrap
door.
yourself.
I couldn't get to the front door because the dogs were in front of me.
Oh, no.
I prayed there Mary all the way.
The Catholic. There's the Catholic again.
5 minutes later, the parents were at the front door. They heard us screaming.
Oh, my soul. That's funny.
So all I can say to young people is don't tell scary stories because
Yes, no.
it can go horribly wrong.
Yeah.
That wasn't even load shedding. That was just pure terror.
I'm sure. Your biggest drop the mic moment, you know, where you've got something right. You nailed it. It's probably possibly your proudest moment as well. You know?
I can't say again the Catholic comes to mind because I'm quite a humble person.
Yes, I know.
I don't do proud
Yeah,
very well.
yeah.
So I've had lots of lovely moments.
Yes.
Being an English-speaking person, I mean, ek is nou regtig
Yes.
Engels sprekend.
Yes, Engels sprekend.
I was given an Afrikaner award by the Afrikaanse Taal en Kunstvereniging.
Whoa.
Ja, dit was vir my baie
Yes, dis nou ordentlik.
Nee, reg. En weet jy wat? Nou ek gaan vir jou sê my neef, my klein neef is Percy Montgomery, by rugby speler.
Is dit? Yes.
En al sê ek is Engels, nee, daar's baie Afrikaans mense in my familie. So my hele lewe het ek I would like to speak Afrikaans.
Ja, seker, ja.
My hele lewe was ek baie lief vir Afrikaans as 'n kuns en 'n kultuur en 'n taal.
Ja.
But I've got this Soti accent.
Yes, yeah.
You know, there's
I'm
no,
there with you.
yeah. So when I got the Afrikaans, it was a huge humbling moment. I really felt very blown away by that, and that was very special.
That's a good drop the mic moment.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that one. See, Gary had some others there, but that disappeared. Where they've gone now? Have you ever laughed so much that it formed an indelible memory? So,
you know, I spend my life laughing, but my biggest high is making other people laugh. So I've had to hold back on Gino's show because I'm actually the diva. But yeah, I think a lot of people my age can relate. So laughing is a divine feeling. I've got a granddaughter who laughs like an old pirate. She's been doing it since she was a baby. But I was having dinner with friends of mine, and we very much like Gina and I can set each other off laughing. So this lady and I we were having a lot of laughs. But being a certain age, you're not supposed to laugh like that, because what happens is the oxygen stops in your carotid artery and you start passing out. So I'm very scared of laughing now, because when I laugh, I really laugh.
Yeah.
And I have a funny laugh. I'm like,
but I love
not raucous.
I mean, my cousins are raucous with their laughter. The two girls and Catherine and Les, and I just love them because when they laugh. They throw their head back and they laugh. It's the best.
Laughter is the best thing in the world, and we forget to laugh. We really do.
I know.
I mean, sometimes when Chloe starts laughing, I just laugh with her, because the more I laugh, the more she laughs.
Exactly.
We do some foolish
That's
things
good.
together.
I love it. You got it, and you can't be scared of what kind of laugh you got, what kind of thing.
You asked me earlier about my acting days. So I had this. So the husband is very serious with these Jenni Honsbein.
Yes, we haven't spoken about your husband as well.
We're not going there. But my daughter's very much like him. So when she was a little girl, I've always loved. I lived in High Point, Hillbrow, back in the day, and I used to dance through Fontana at 4:00 in the morning, and the Portuguese man would say, I love this woman. So, you know, when Emma was a little girl and she was a beautiful blonde little girl, we'd go shopping merrily, you know, with all the protocol in the world, and I'd start doing a bit of a Olivia Newton-John. She would die. She was, Mom, don't do that. And I think, you know, that also just started putting me into a behave yourself thing.
No, don't behave yourself.
Tomorrow, if you said to me, I'm not doing Wildsfees, I would jump on the stage. I would be giving you a run for your money with comedian work.
We can do it.
I love it.
But a singing as well.
Accent. Oh, I can sing.
You can sing. Why don't you come
One
sing
of
a
my
bit of ABBA with
opening.
us?
Oh, I don't know if it fit my costume. So
You can dance.
You can jive. Having the time of your life. Ooh,
See that girl. Watch that scene. Doing the dancing queen.
My family's dying now.
You can do it.
They say I can't sing.
You gotta have that in your life. I see the Italian you got to come out.
See.
The more Italian want to less of the banking, more of the singing.
Singing and the laughing.
The laughing and the singing. We need it.
I love it.
We need it in our lives. All right. I think that's the right. Candice Jewell says, you know, the Jurgens clan in Kirkwood.
Who doesn't know the Jurgens clan?
All there. Oh man.
Good salt of the earth.
Rosie, we love you too. And I know Rosie's also another one of those people that doesn't.
Candice is Gino on stage this year.
Yes.
Gino is there. I'd absolutely upset.
You know, they being number one on our Go a little while ago. I don't know, she always brings it up because I had it number one on our Go a little while.
I remember that. I do remember that.
But I'm not number one at Wildsfees, Candice.
Not yet.
I need to
Not
learn
yet.
these
Not
things. No, I'll tell you, I'll be on stage with the ABBA show, definitely. There's Matthew saying...
The dancing is from Tammy.
Tammy. Who's Tammy?
I love Melissa McCarthy.
Oh, yeah.
Don't you know Melissa McCarthy?
No.
Go and binge watch her. Oh, she's amazing.
Oh,
She's got a tinge of purple in all acting, but she's just about...
Okay, it's lekker.
She's got my...
Okay,
She's got my voluptuousness.
Voluptuous.
Yes.
It's Italian, very
She's
nice.
always out of order.
Hello, woman. Lotto
Colleen
woman.
Lindsay, one of my HRC
Colleen.
sisters.
Let's see, Colleen.
Colleen Roseby.
Jen.
Love
That
you,
was-
darling.
My mom's name was Jenny as well, and
Jennifer or
yes,
Jenny?
Jennifer, but she was Jenny. She was always Jenny.
So Mauro Poggi, one of the Poggies, used to call me
Yes.
Genoveva.
Genevieve, she was also a
Genoveva.
Genevieve as well. She was. And there we go, Brian. Thank you, brilliant show. Thank you very much. What? Oh, she wanted to say, no, it should be number one. I should be number one. Candace, I love you, Candace. She's got an amazing voice, that girl. Also sings she sings well. Yeah. She sings nicely. She's not going to be in our show. She's number one normally with Joe van der Linden. She plays
Yes.
that's the pianist stuff. Yeah, she does, but plays lovely piano and
We've got amazing talent in
We
East
have.
Cape.
We have
Even
got-
Kirkwood, I think if I could just channel those voices. So one of my dreams, that Gary, looking at you now, nothing's impossible. It's Irish faith like potatoes.
Yes.
One of my dreams is to extricate this talent from the valley, because they sing like you've got no idea, and create something like an Afrikaanse. If they can have Oberemagao overseas, Oberemagao, how do you say it? That pilgrimage, that big sing-song along.
Come everything sing together.
No.
Not what is this pilgrimage?
Gary, please, you know what I'm talking about, the German Easter, the Oberemagao.
Oh.
It's a huge thing that
They sing.
So the valley lends itself to having a huge harvest spring festival, because at the end of September the oranges are picked, the land is, and the flowers are coming out. It's glorious. Farmers are counting the pennies and
Yes.
fixing the next crop. So there's a beautiful feeling in April when the workers come to the land and the fruits on the trees, and then September it's all going downhill. And I just would love to stage an extravaganza. You remember the olden days, the follies and the blah blah.
For our shows,
I would love to do that with our youth of the valley, but I need people like Sharon Rother to be there too.
Yes.
Collate and
Absolutely.
I can't do that as well as the Wildsfees.
Yeah, well, look, I mean, if you need our help, we'll gladly help out.
It's time though, hey? Time is.
It does, but I mean, for something like that, you can unearth talent as well. We can put them in our center stage shows. It'd be marvelous.
You'd be amazed.
Yeah, I'm sure. There's always talent. There's always talent.
And there's always a taxi, Gary. We can bring them.
Yeah. Bring them in. But thank you so much, Jen. It's been fantastic to have you on. And we've always got a competition. We give away a case of Fitch and Leeds to a winner online. So we're going to pull the lever and see who's going to win. Our Fitch and Leeds this week gets posted to you, no matter where you are. So let's see who's going to win this. Yeah, it could be There we go. We have a winner. We're going to send you. We'll get you a Wendy. We'll get your address and your numbers and things. We can send it through to you. No problem. But thank you so much, Jen. It's been fantastic.
Ciao. Hello.
I feel an affinity. There's lots of links here. There's lots of.
It's amazing.
The two of us, I think we got a lot in common. it's the Catholic flash.
The pasta.
The nuns, the pasta, the Marist Brothers HRC connection. I think it's all
names. There's all the Italian names.
The Italian name, of course.
That Italian club in its day was just amazing.
And they're still there with me. Gino, why you don't come to the club? They must come to the.
Why you don't make stracciatella anymore?
Yes.
You know, made ravioli.
Ravioli, they make it so beautifully. Zia Marcella was there making. And they've got some nice. They're starting the lunches there at the Italian club again. So we're going to go.
Packa stuff.
Proper.
Not Hong Kong chicken.
Proprio.
I'm there. Do you know, I'm stuck on the pizza thing, because in those days there really was no takeaway pizza.
Yeah.
And Zia Pia would come out with this Napolitana pizza with anchovies and capers and olives, and that was to die for.
That's lovely.
You couldn't go buy a pizza takeaway.
I like my food as well. I like it.
I also like food.
Yeah.
It doesn't like me so much.
Jenny, that's been an absolute pleasure. I love
Thank you.
And I love your energy. And the Wildsfees is going to rock this year. Roseanne, thank you.
It's going to wreck, Rose.
We had like a time as well. And we'll see you next week. We'll surprise guest next week. We'll let you know shortly. I'm busy sorting it out.
Ciao.
Hey, yo, ciao.
Relax, sit down. Coming out of PE town. Drink, find a shot. Never mind your liver. Get to Gino's spot.
Gino Spot!
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino Spot!
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your mental. Have a Gino shot.
Gino Shot!
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino Spot!
Get to Gino's spot.